So the last thing we need to do in order to complete our map is to create a player entity. To do that, I'm going to exit render mode, although you don't have to, but I like to when I'm placing entities. Right click and to place my entity. Now the player spawn point is found in the info section and info player start. You can also include deathmatch start points under info and then player deathmatch. But for single player levels, all you need is the info player start. Now you'll notice that there is an arrow sticking out of the entity. That arrow represents the angle at which the player will be facing when they spawn into the game. Now we probably don't want our player to be facing a wall when they first spawn into the game. So to fix that, you can click on the Entity tab in the Inspector window. And when you do, you'll see that some usage notes are listed as to what the entity is and how it can be used. Below that are the current key value pairs that are applied to that particular entity. So by default, the info player start has a class name, a name, and an origin. Now by default, the angle the player is facing is 0, so it's not even included here in the key value pair. But you can manipulate that manually by using this angle selection tool here. So for example, if we want the player to be facing in the 180 direction, we can click that, and you'll see that the angle key value pair has been added to the entity. And you'll also notice that the arrow is now pointing towards the center of the room. And over here in the orthogonal view, we have the arrow also points from the center of the entity in the direction that it would be facing when it spawns. So at this point, we're pretty much done with our box map. So we want to go ahead and save it. And the next thing we need to do is to open up Doom 3 and compile the map. To do that, you use this button here that has the Doom icon. And you click there, and Doom 3 will pop up in a window. To compile your map, you type dmap maps, and then the path to the map and the name without the map extension. And you press enter. And since it's such a small map, it'll compile very, very quickly. And we can bring down the console again. Now we need to run the map. And you can do that with map, and then the path and file name of the map without the map extension. And Doom 3 will load it. And here is our map. There is an alternate way to compile your map. And there's also an alternate way to bring up the Doom window. In addition to clicking on this button, you can also press F2 to bring up the Doom window. Now to compile your map and run it all in one command, you can type in test map. This time you leave out the maps directory, so you just type in the path and then the file name for your map, and you press enter, and also leaving out the file name extension, and there is your map. It was compiled and run all in one command. So I hope that you enjoyed the tutorial. And make sure to come by doom3world.org and check out the forums, ask any questions you have. Thanks a lot for watching.